then now I want to get to the second person now. So Hit Boy brings up this guest, and then that happens to be a Nipsey Hussle. I know that was a short encounter with a guy, but I know he made a great impact in you.
I think I was in this room, right? I had a conversation with a friend, and the conversation was, you know, if you can work with anybody, who would it be? And I was like, it was really hard because I worked with a lot of people that I wanted to work with, and then came to the conclusion of Nipsey Hussle because he's one of my favorite rappers, and I didn't think I would be able to have the opportunity, but I just said it, right? I put it out into the universe, and then a couple months later, Hit Boy, he started locking in with him. Like Nip started coming by a lot and recording like just demos and verses on here and there. And then one of the days he was recording Racks in the Middle, and I was recording him. After that session, it was kind of like he kind of got it sounding crazy, and when Nip came, we were like, hey, or Hit was like, hey, why don't you listen to the song and see if it like, you know, resonates with you. And right away he was like, yeah, let me get this one. And he started writing to it and then started recording to it, you know, and over like 3 days we recorded it. And then at the end of the session I was like, I don't normally do this, but like, can I get the first pass on the mix? You know, I know you normally ask so and so, but is it cool if I do the first pass? If you like it, then you use it. If you don't, I won't charge you. You don't have to use it. And he was like, hell yeah, for sure. You know, and
he's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy. Even after he said that, I was still kind of like sketched because I didn't know him that well. You know, like anyone could say yes, right? So he's like, yeah, tap in with my boy Steve, and me and Steve started talking, and we're like, hey, when do you want to get this done? They're like, we want to release it like next week or 2 weeks, and we're like, what? So let's get a studio. We booked Studio B in Chalice. That's where all the footage is from. And yeah, man, like almost the first pass, I mixed it for like maybe 4 or 5 hours. He came in and he was like, bro, this shit sound crazy. You know, the end of the night, you know, he had a couple notes here and there. Other people came in and listened to it. Game popped in, Wale popped in, Hit Boy was there. They all had their little suggestions. So we got it to a point where everybody was happy with it. And then that night I sent it to him. He listened to it in the car and he was like, bro, this shit's banging. You know what I mean? Like, let's send it to mastering. Sent it to mastering. A couple of days later it came out. And like after that, I might have seen him once or twice here. Like, we would just chop it up, and we'd be in the studio and just have like, you know, just regular studio conversations. And yeah, shortly after, that's when he passed. And like, the thing about Nipsey is like, he'll come into the room and command respect and attention. He doesn't ask for it. He's so humble, right? Like he'll go to the kitchen and grab everyone waters. There'll be interns and shit in there. He'd be like, hey, here, you want water? La, la, la. He doesn't care. Like, everybody's a person, you know? And then that's something I learned from him, like the humility, where it's like, you don't have to be that way. You know what I mean? Like, you're from the hood. You're accomplished. You're recognized. You're respected. You don't have to act that humble. But to see him, like, to see that from him, it like kind of woke something up inside of me where I was like, I want to be humble like forever. Like, no matter what I got, no matter what I've done, like, I want to be that dude, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to relate to me so that I can make an impact in your life.
Is that the reason for your new tattoo?
And it says the marathon continues, and like that coincides.
What's the tattoo, bro? That's
upside down though. And that coincides with like my mentality on life. Like, my outlook on life is everything. There's a time for everything, and that time might not be now, you know? Like, I had to intern and run for 4 years, and a lot of people might have quit, but I knew that I had to keep doing it. I had to keep pushing, right? Because if I don't want to live life with what ifs. if I quit, then my whole life I would have been working 9 to 5s and been like, damn, what if I stay at Chalice? You know? And that's why I got the tattoo, because that's what he had on his neck. Mm-hmm. And then this was like their slogan, the All Money In slogan. And it really speaks to me. And now every time I look at it, I'm reminded, just thank you. Like, thank you for taking the chance on me. Like, you didn't have to give me a shot. You know what I mean? Like, we barely knew each other. But you trusted me with your music. And that's not easy to do, you know? Like, he poured his blood, sweat, and tears into that. You can't just hand it off to, like, somebody randomly knows. But, like, I think he felt the energy, you know? And what my intentions were and how badly I wanted to portray his message and through the mix. And I feel like we achieved that. Yeah. You know, life is about checkpoints, right? Like, you being reminded that you're doing a good job, you're doing the right thing. And that was definitely one of the moments where I was like, damn, I doubt myself a lot, but right now, like, I have no doubt that I made the right choice. You know?